one. And welcome to N3 Nerdy News Live. This is actually our third attempt at doing this today, yeah. So I really hope that this works. We were going for about 3 minutes each time previously, and it was just buffering and nonsense, so... And, again, we're having technical problems because we're not at our usual N3 location. Faith had to go back to college, so, we're doing it at my parents' house, and their internet isn't as good, etc., etc., etc. Okay, let's move on to us, you and me. Okay, now you guys, you really have to let me know. Does it look good? Does it sound good? Can you even see us? Is it buffering? Is it moving? Is it working? These are the things I need to know as soon as humanly possible. Because if I'll just be, rambling on for 5 minutes before it's like, oh, they didn't hear you that entire time, and I'll just have wasted more time.
It looks really good right now, so I think, although somebody said they hear nothing.
Well, I don't know what to tell you, because on Open Broadcaster it says it's picking up sound, so it's just you, buddy.
People are saying, looks good, Richie, it's working good.
Thank God. Okay, so we are good. All right.
Sounds good, volume is smooth, but not really synced.
Well, it has to do with your internet. Alright, so, anyways, here's the thing. So, I've already said all this earlier, but because I'm not archiving those first two attempts, here it goes. All I want to say is thank you guys so much for, being fans of Super Mario Brothers for 10 years, and, for continuing support, with Stupid Mario World. I really liked all of the positive feedback that I saw in episode 25 of Stupid Mario World. It's really nice to see all of this kind of come together. Now I can finally talk about some things like the fact that Rosalina and all the time travel stuff was originally supposed to be... oh yeah, hey, it's my family. Yeah, all Rosalina and all the time travel stuff was originally supposed to be part of season 3 of Plumber Night. But long story short, I got tired of Plumber Night, so I just wanted to end Plumber Night and all the cool time travel stuff. I just put it into Stupid Mario World, and eventually I put Plumber Night into Mario World 2, and all of that kind of got mushed into one show now. So any ideas I had for Plumber Night are basically in Stupid Mario World. So everything is just the one show now. I'm really happy to announce that we're up to 800 on the Patreon. We were 500 for months, but ever since episode 25 came out, a ton of people have come to show their support. So we're more than halfway there to reaching the season 3 goal, and I'm really excited if we can reach that season 3 goal, because season 3 will be amazing, the best thing that this channel has ever seen, if we can reach that goal. And if not, I've said in the past that I have a couple of other options, maybe a novel, maybe a comic book. I really, no matter what, I want the story to be out there. I just don't want to do a show if it's going to be half-assed. So I really want to do it right and do it well. And then another thing I wanted to do is just thank all of our patrons. Just thank you to all of the patrons, first of all. I have a list of the top patrons of last month, and what I do traditionally is it used to be Rich Vlog, now it's going to be an N3. Once a month I'll be thanking the top patrons of the previous month. That last month, those patrons were Louie, Sam G Films, Lars Pelzer, E.J. Lennon, Max Braveheart, and Garrett Allen. And you might recognize Garrett's name because, of course, he plays Rathnar in Stupid Mario World. And thank you guys so much. Literally, without the patrons, this show wouldn't exist. So I thank you all. We are just jazzed that the show is still being made after all this time, and we thank you for, helping and being part of that. And, of course, thank you for coming on to my live stream now. And if you were part of the 2 previous attempts earlier today at my live stream, then thank you for being patient with me as I tried to figure it out. This isn't the worst setup in the world. It's just, this is up in my dad's office. That's why there's a picture of my family up there from like 10 years ago. Actually, probably like 20 years ago. I'm getting old. Let me try to point. That's me right there. That's like 10-year-old me right there. Anyways, so yeah, this isn't the worst setup. We tried to do it on laptops downstairs, but the Wi-Fi, and the internet here isn't as good as it was at Garrett's. Faith is Garrett's sister, so of course when she went back to college, that set that we've been doing N3 Nerdy News Now at was not available anymore. So now we're doing it at my parents' house. This probably won't be a permanent place we do it. We're gonna try to set up a set at our own apartment. We just didn't have time because we're getting ready for SAC Anime this weekend. And that's another thing I want to talk to you guys about. If you weren't planning on going to SAC Anime this weekend, well then reschedule your schedules, because this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, September 2nd, 3rd, and 4th is SAC Anime. And the best part is it's the summer SAC Anime. There's 2 SAC Animes. There's one in the summer, one in the winter of every year. And this is the big one. 3 days, September 2nd, 3, and 4. You guys better be there. I'm going to be in my Fallout costume. And by the way, a lot of people are like, is it Fallout Mario? What is it? I've been calling him Mario 64 lovingly because of the 64 on his back, because he did grow up in Vault 64. So he's Mario 64 to me. You guys can call him Fallout Mario, Fallout Shelter Mario, whatever you guys want to call him. But he's definitely not Fallout 4 Mario. Remember, guys, there was Fallout before Fallout 4. That's all I want to say. And speaking of Fallout and Mario 64, this was the Pip-Boy used in the episode. As you can see, the lights turn on and off. You notice this blue screen right here. That's where we using a chroma key, we just took the blue screen out and replaced it with the actual Fallout Pip-Boy screen in the video. But this is the Pip-Boy that we used in the episode, and it goes on my arm like that. And I wish we could have seen more of it in the episode. We only got to see it for like a split second. But that's because you barely got to see the character at all anyway. And I can't wait for, in the eventual Season 3, for this to be a big part of the show. And that is, of course, all thanks to... I'm sorry, this chair I'm on is really squeaky, by the way. So if you hear a... It's not me farting, it's the chair. Alright, let's see here. That is, Animus Spiritus. That is the guy. So if you, of course, go to, Animus Spiritus at Etsy.com or animusspiritus.etsy.com, right? Is that it?
Yeah.
Then you'll get to his Etsy. Whoops. And he sells all kinds of cool stuff like that Pip-Boy, and also he has phone cases that look like Pokedexes, so you can like really feel like a pro while you're playing Pokemon Go. He was nice enough to make this for the show, and I would just want to thank him, and that is the best prop like ever. So that's awesome. All right, was there anything else that I feel like I've finally gone through like all the things that I tried to get through in the previous 2 streams today, and so what else did I need to talk about? Episode 25 is awesome. So, okay, I guess we're going to move on to questions. Anything Stupid Mario Brothers, Stupid Mario World, episode 25, or anything Stupid Mario World related is now time. It is finally the N3, it is finally the episode of N3 Nerdy News now, where you can finally actually ask questions. I know that we're always like, oh no, stick to the topic, whether it be like Star Trek or, No Man's Sky. The topic is Mario now, so now you can ask your Mario World questions. All right, Jackie.
All right, so I collected a couple questions from the first stream and the second stream and this stream. So finally, here's the first question. Was from Christopher Don Juan. He said, "Hey, how many hours do you take to film?"
Whew, oh geez. I mean, episode 25 alone, that's what I just worked on, so it was fresh in my mind. That had about,
It smells like popcorn.
It does. I think my mom's making popcorn downstairs. Ooh. We're at my parents' house again. I don't know. There was I want to say there was 10 hours of raw footage. Remember, we do about 10 to 20 takes per line, so you can imagine that it takes a long time. And that's just filming. I think it takes us about 3 hours per scene to film ish. So, if you think about it, there's 3 or 4 scenes. It takes about 10 to 12 hours ish to film each episode. Episode 25 took 40 hours to film, at least. I'm gonna just put that out there. That fight scene with Luigi and Squall and everything, that was an entire day of filming, just the fight. Of course, we usually take a whole day just to film a fight scene. That fight scene easily took 10 hours to film. Just the fight scene. So maybe that episode took about 50 hours total to film. I don't know.
Jeez, wow.
A lot of time to film. All right, next question.
The next question is from Sydney Bennett. And Sydney Bennett asks, is the new Mario based on Fallout or something?
Well, I believe I already answered that.
Yes.
Yes, the new Mario is based on the Fallout universe. Fallout is one of my favorite video game series. and I just really want. I've told you guys in the past, I really wanted to make a Fallout show before I settled on Stupid Mario World. I really, actually, even before I settled on Plumber Night, I really wanted to do a Fallout show, but I just don't have the budget for that. Maybe Kickstarter someday, I don't know. But I have a whole script written for a Fallout show, and if you've ever seen the Nuka Break show, I really like Nuka Break on YouTube. I think it's funny, but my show would be, like, more serious.
I need to watch Nuka Break.
Yeah, Nuka Break is fantastic, though, but I love Fallout. Fallout is my jam. All right, next question.
I love Fallout too. The next question is from Louis Ludacris, and the question is, so does Omega have the Black Widow blade yet? Or did he not use Rosalina yet?
Oh yeah, that scene at the end of episode 20 of Plumber Night where he's with Rosalina getting the Black Widow blade, that takes place, somewhere between episode 24 and 25 of Stupid Mario World. I thought, that's why I had that line in there. He's like, next time I'll use the Black Widow blade. Somebody's getting a call.
That's me. Oh.
And I'm really glad that they hung up. Yeah, he has the Black Widow blade. He's like, next time I'll use it. He just didn't think that Luigi was worth the Black Widow blade. He was just using Rathnar's basic lightsaber. But the next time we see Omega fight, he'll have the Black Widow blade. He already had it, but he didn't want to use it yet because it just, it was beneath. Luigi wasn't, whatever enough for the Black Widow blade. Omega is a little bit of a snob, All right, next one.
The next question comes from Jamie Alexander, and that question was the question you answered earlier of who is playing Ganon's son.
Yep, Ganon's son is Rathnar. I hope that's who you mean, because there's only one Ganon son on the show, and that's Rathnar, and that's played by our friend Garrett Allen. Garrett Allen has, of course, been a part of every Stupid Mario World commentary, and so many of our streams on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook, and he, of course, hosts Late Night Elite every Thursday on twitch.tv/RickPlaysOverwatch. Next question.
The next question is from Hail Hydra. Is it actually possible for Hyrule to become more technologically advanced? Probably not in Legend of Zelda, but will that be explained in Stupid Mario World?
I don't really think it needs any explanation. I mean, just like how Rosalina says there's an infinite amount of universes, you just assume that in one version of Hyrule, they just started to focus, just like in our own world, we invented the processor and the computer chip, and, we went to town. We'd still be in the Middle Ages, too, if we hadn't invented all those things and had the Industrial Revolution. So you could just assume that the gunsmith, as he's called, is from a version of Hyrule where they actually had an Industrial Revolution. I don't really think that needs to be explained, because I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory, but, I mean, there it is. Next question.
The next question is from Dylan Ryman. And his question is, will Nox return, and will there be a Stupid Mario World movie? Also, thanks for making me smile and laugh and giving me a child.
And thank you for being a fan. The Stupid Mario Brother movie, I've had it as a goal on Patreon, but again, we still haven't even hit the season 3 goal. I think the goal for a movie is like 8,000 or something. I don't think we're ever going to hit that. So, no, there's not going to be a movie because we're never going to hit that. And what was the first part of the question?
Will Nox return?
Oh, will Nox return? Maybe. I don't know. I didn't think he was going to return at all until I was like, oh, that'd be cool if they went in the past and saw Nox, Decius, and Merlin. So I don't know. I don't have any plans to bring Nox back, but, anything's possible, of course. Next question.
Amazing John HDTM said, question, Super Mario Brothers prequel? If you were to make it, would it be called Stupid Merlin Brothers?
Like if I was going to make a prequel that was so far back in the past it had to do with Nox, Decius, Merlin, and their father. And, again, I mentioned this in the last stream that I did. I can't remember if it was the last stream I did on Twitch or Facebook. It wasn't YouTube, I think. But I was talking about their father and how he was the one that, broke the Gaiden crystal, and how there's the picture of the man and his 2 kids. And no one's been talking about that. I guess there was just so much going on in episode 25 that people still are, kind of processing it. But no one has asked me who Nox and Merlin's father is, and I guess I'll just keep it a secret since no one's asked. All right.
Alright, the next question is from Blue Spinning Hero. What happened to Merlin, Nox, and Baby Luigi after Baby Mario was stolen?
I don't know, probably really terrible things. When I was surprised at the fan reception of that episode, like, oh, I wonder what's going to happen there now. It's like, what? I wasn't planning on going back to that universe, it was like the only thing that was important in that universe was the baby Mario, and he got brought into the Fallout universe and became Mario 64, the Fallout Mario. That's the only important part about that, you know. I guess maybe I'll make a comic or something about like Luigi growing up in this world without Mario, but that's not really what the show's about, you know. So I don't know. Maybe in the future I'll touch on that. I don't have any plans right now.
All right, and then Will Rod 8 says, Richie, that outfit was awesome. I'm assuming he's talking about the Fallout Mario because that's what was going on in the chat when I took this comment.
Oh, okay.
What made you come up with it?
Well, if you are talking about the Fallout Mario, it is basically a survivor, you know, a Vault Survivor costume from Fallout. Jackie made the whole thing from scratch.
I did.
It's a blue jumpsuit with the numbers on it because that Mario grew up in Vault 64 in the Fallout universe. And I just love Fallout, and I guess it was more based on the costume from Fallout 3 rather than Fallout 4. Again, I think I just overall preferred Fallout 3 over Fallout 4, but Fallout 2, yes, there was even Fallout before Fallout 3. Fallout 2 probably has the best characters, but, you know, I think the costume is the best in Fallout 3. That's all I'm going to say. Alright, next one.
Lady Juice said, question, how will the other Marios be addressed in the show?
How will the other Marios be addressed? Oh, like Mario. You know, actually, this
Mario,
Mario, Doctor, Mario. Dr. Mario. You know, I had a scene written that didn't make it in that I'll hopefully reuse or rewrite for season 3. Whoa. But, yeah, it was where the three Marios are talking to each other, and they're like, well, what do we call each other? You know, it's like, well, I'm Mario, obviously, since I'm the reason you're all here. And then Plumber Knight's like, well, you can just keep calling me Plumber Knight, you know, because whatever. And then Fallout Mario's like, I don't really give a crap what you guys call me, you know, just whatever. And, you know, I think regular Mario jokingly is like, well, I'm going to just call you Mario 64, you know, because he's gonna be called Mario 64, all right?
And then a question was just asked. I'm not skipping everyone else's questions, but because this is really based on
relevant.
what you're asking right now. Marty Man 641 says, will Fallout Mario meet the other two Marios?
Of course he will. Fallout Mario will meet the other two Marios.
Okay. So then the next question is from Dabu55 of Dacity.
Ah!
Why does Rathnar not exist in the Plumber Knight Mario's timeline?
For the same reasons why, I mean, like, Rosalina didn't technically exist in the regular timeline, or why, like, certain versions of characters don't exist. It's all because different timelines are those timelines because of different results within those universe. You know, in one universe, now Mario doesn't exist. And, you know, there's probably another universe where it's just Mario and Luigi was a stillborn or something, and it was never. I'm just saying, anything is possible. So, you know, in the Plumber Knight universe, Ganon simply didn't have Rathnar. Simple as that. And that was the biggest change between those two universes. I don't think there's any, like, you know, huge impact on what that reason is as far as the show's concerned. Rathnar just wasn't a thing in Plumber Knight's universe. And again, there's infinite universes, infinite possibilities.
Awesome. Alright, Killjoy Laserbeam says, hey Richie, do you have any tips on how to overcome writer's block?
I get in writer's block real bad. I started writing Plumber Knight in, like, early 2013, and then I wrote, like, 2 great episodes, which are the first 2 episodes, and then I didn't touch it for, like, 6 months, until I came back to it, and, I mean, I don't know. Sometimes, you know, like, I was on this really great sleep schedule where I was, like, going to bed at 10 and waking up at, like, 8. And, you know, that doesn't work for me because my best ideas come to me at, like, 4 in the morning when I'm, like, delusional. And I'm like, oh, wouldn't this be great? So, I mean, once I had a terrible sleep schedule again, I was able to write better. So, I know that's horrible advice, but that's just how I work. Everybody has their own kinks, you know, so I have to get kind of delusional to write well. If I'm like, you know, I'm awake and I'm rested, nothing is going to come to my imagination. That's just me, though.
Alright. And Eli Salazar says, how much money did it take to make the first series? And I'm assuming Stupid Mario Brothers?
Well, it really didn't take a whole lot of money to make Stupid Mario Brothers. There was, how many costumes did we have? I think there was like, what, 8 characters in the first season of Super Mario Brothers? This was back in, 2007. Chris and I already had the Mario and Luigi costumes from Halloween from the year prior. And everybody else kind of already had their costumes from, like, Peach, Jennifer had her costume from a previous prom or something. The only costumes that I had to actually spend money on for that first season was the Wario costume, the Waluigi costume, and the Ash costume. And the Ash costume vest was actually a vest I already had, so mostly it was like the hat. And of course the Wario and Waluigi costumes were about $50 each. I think we spent about $200 tops on Stupid Mario Brothers Season 1. And again, that's because, like, that was, like, on a super shoestring budget. I can't really make a show like Season 1 of Stupid Mario Brothers anymore. I tried to do it with Stupid Mario World, and people were like, let's get back to the drama, let's get back to the fighting, let's get back to all that cool stuff that costs money. So, yeah, it only cost a couple $100 out of my own pocket, and then, of course, Stupid Mario World, we had, new stuff in Stupid Mario World, and there was even the little bit of lightsabers at the end of that. So, I mean, I think that it was about, at the end of the day, at least $1,000 of my own money for Season 1 of Stupid Mario World. I don't even want to talk about, like, what it cost to make Plumber Night, because that put me in the poorhouse for a little bit. So, but yeah, now it's like we had to, raise funds for Season 2 to make it as good as it was, and, we got to raise funds again. And people forget, for Seasons 2 through 5 of Stupid Mario Brothers, back in 2008 to 2012, we had a fundraiser before each season. We raised at least a couple $1,000s before each season of Stupid Mario Brothers in order to get that show finished with all the cool stuff going on in that show. If you're hearing a phone in the background, it's my dad's house phone, because yes, they still have a house phone. But yeah, we had fundraisers. You guys might remember, if you were fans back then, that we had fundraisers before each season of Stupid Mario Brothers. There was pictures and posters were kind of like the prizes given. And, that was all done through PayPal. But now Patreon kind of helps keep it more organized than that. But, it's not like the Patreon is any different from how seasons of Stupid Mario Brothers were in the past. It's just on a website now instead of just, like, send us money. All right, next question.
I forgot where we left off. Right here. All right.
Fabian
says, I have a question. Who is Nox and Merlin's father?
I'm so glad you asked. Nox's father is the man that created the first beam sword, destroyed the Gaiden Crystal, and created the multiverse. In doing so, he is the only man who still has magic in the world. But we know that he's not the only man who has magic, but that's because he had children. He had 2 sons, Nox Decius and Merlin. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
Ooh.
There's going to be a comic series about it. That's what I want to make.
Alright, Masked Mayhem Gaming says, will Johnny Mushroom in the Kingdom make a return?
Probably not.
Oh.
We are filming. There's a knock on the door.
Was that a knock, or was it just the door?
No, there was a knock on the door.
Alright, Zachary Smith says, is Mario and Luigi related to Merlin?
Yes. That has been a thing since Stupid Mario Brothers episode 30-something. It was in season 3 of the original show, where Mario says ancestor to Merlin. Yes, of course. And at the end of season 1 of Stupid Mario World, Rathanar like, you must be the descendant of Merlin and Nox Decius. Mario and Luigi are related to Merlin and Nox Decius.
Adding this question for jokes.
Okay.
For jokes.
So much squeak in this chair.
Do you want to switch chairs with me? Because
Are you more dainty? Are you gonna...
I am a little bit more dainty than you are.
You're gonna be taller than me, though, because this chair's higher.
That's okay.
Hold on.
Is that it? You just want to be taller than me?
Come on, what the hell? I can't figure out how to unscrew this chair. This old office chair, I swear to God. Alright, I can't. Let's switch places, though.
Okay.
Actually, I'm still taller than you a little bit. Nah, you just because you're kneeling down. Okay, it doesn't matter. All right, what's the next question, Jackie?
Okay, the next question is...
Well, we got 103 of you watching right now. It's pretty cool. I hear some licks. My cat's in the room.
Zachary Smith says, "Is Mario?" Oh, that's already. That's.
I do the same thing during streams.
Nick Potterfield says, "Richard, will Matt come back soon? I'd like to see Wario in battle."
Well, unfortunately, we're probably not going to see Wario in battle again. We were lucky to get Matt in a few episodes of Season 1 when he visited for a day. Again, Matt lives on the East Coast. He's thousands of miles away, and I don't think he's going to visit again till November, so I'm not sure when we'd be filming Season 3, because I'm not sure when, all this is going to happen, but I think that Matt is coming into town in November for Thanksgiving, and then I won't see him again for another year. He's very busy over in Chicago. That's where he's making all of his dreams come true. He's a stage performer. He does musical theater, and we're still the best of friends, but he's just too busy for this web show, unfortunately. So I think that if he did have time, honestly, if when he comes back, he's probably just gonna want to hang out. He's gonna be like, well, I came all this way, you just want to film. That's what happens all the time with Scott and Doug. They're like, well, I came all this way, you just want to film, and I'm like, can we just spend a couple hours filming for the fans? But it's not really fair to my friends to keep pestering them to film when they really just want to hang out with us, their friends, and their family when they come into town. So I don't know. I'm not going to make any promises. I hope that Matt can get in that Wario costume another time, but for now, I'd say that it's pretty slim. Sadly. Next question.
Next question is from Amazing John HDTM. Does the different timelines mean multiple darknesses?
Oh, maybe. Alright.
MartyMan641 says, "Why is Rosalina Mario's father?"
So I saw somebody said, "Will the office chair be making an appearance in the show?"
Yes, absolutely. Confirmed office chair 2016. All right. Why is Rosalina Mario's father? What? I think. Okay, this is
because he is.
Wait, why is Rosalina Mario's father?
Wait,
I think
what?
he meant why is Mario Rosalina's father? But anyway, if he was raised from Merlin, how does Rosalina raise Merlin or even related to him?
What? I don't quite understand the question.
I think Marty Man's just a little bit confused as to who is all related to who in your storyline. So maybe just go over that.
I haven't officially decided this, but so we know that Mario and Luigi are descended from Merlin at some point. He could be their father, he could be their grandfather, their great, it doesn't matter. Somehow Merlin is the father-ish of Mario and Luigi. Rosalina is Mario. She explains it in the show. Rosalina is Mario's daughter. In 10 years in the future, in an alternate timeline, Mario and Peach have a daughter that they name Rosalina. She grows up with this weird power, and eventually she is able to control timelines and everything. So she hasn't been born yet in Mario's timeline, and she might never be born in Mario's timeline, because the Mario that we've been watching for 10 years, it might not necessarily be his timeline that Rosalina is born. I really want you guys to pay attention to this. Rosalina is a Mario's daughter. She's not necessarily Mario's daughter, if that makes any sense. Just her father was a version of Mario. And it's a version of Mario that we haven't even met on the show yet. So I just want you to keep that in mind. Is Mario Rosalina? I'm going to give the same answer that Plumber Knight's been giving. Is Mario Rosalina's father? Yes. Ish. Okay, so anyways, let's move on.
Okay.
I just want to say Matt Pat on Game Theory has an excellent theory on why Mario and Peach are actually Rosalina's parents, within the game universe. Everybody said in the last 30 seconds he makes this joke about Luigi being Rosalina's father. That was a joke, everyone. And if Matt Pat was serious, he was way off base, because Mario is Rosalina's father. It has almost been confirmed by Miyamoto himself, but he just didn't want to quite go there all the way. But trust me, Mario's Rosalina's father. Luigi is not Rosalina's father. That was a joke. All right.
A lot of questions. We've got a lot of questions this time. Okay, So, Xander Brow asked, which was a question that you just answered, which was, did you guys get the Mario's father from Star Wars or the Nintendo theory where Luigi is Rosalina's father?
Well,
so you just answered that.
I mean, remember, MatPat didn't invent that. That was it when Mario Galaxy was coming out. Miyamoto said that originally Rosalina and Peach and Mario were all going to be related somehow, but when the final game dropped, he said he took anything about that out because he didn't want to have what could be potentially any adult themes in the game. And then MatPat just kind of took that and speculated on that to come up with his theory about it. But again, Rosalina is Mario's daughter. I don't know if that's ever going to come out in the games because, again, there's like, they're related and, all that jazz. But, anyways. At least in Super Mario World, Rosalina is Mario's daughter. Let's move on.
Okay. So, I lose track of where we are.
Metal Fight 64. I just want to answer that real quick. Mona, who is Aaron in real life,
let me say the question so that nobody's confused because I didn't even read that one yet. Says Metal Fight 64. Did the actor for Mona show up on set, or did you just ask her to send clips of her because she barely had any screen time?
Yeah, she showed up. She was in town for a day. She comes from Southern California. She showed up for a day. I had the camera with me. We're like, let's do a Mona thing real quick, and so we had time for just that one scene. Yeah. Okay.
So the next question is
was not part of the original script.
The next question is from Dylan Ryman again. And he says, any tips on making a movie, Richie? Because I'm doing bad at the moment.
Honestly, I did bad too. If you've ever seen The Clicking Noise, which is my one attempt at making an independent film, it's on YouTube. Only like 12,000 people have seen it. It was my first, last, and only attempt at making an independent feature, and I don't think it's very good. And I don't know. I was like, maybe I should just stick to web shows, and I've just stuck to web shows ever since. So, advice is just, just keep doing it. Do it again and again and again. Learn from experience. Oh, jeez. I skipped coffee today. I should not have skipped coffee today. Next one.
Hang on. This question was really big.
Oh, my. Masked Mayhem Gaming says, will Gary Oak ever come back? Probably not, because Julian is simply uninterested in reprising that character, but we will of course see Julian as Snake in the future. And hopefully other things too.
Yes. Okay, so this question is from Bumblebee185.
Bumblebee Tuna?
Hey Richie, please don't take this the wrong way, but why do you need money? Don't you have all the costumes and props from the old series?
Well, you see, the thing is, let's pretend that you have a grocery store. This is the metaphor I'm coming up with now. Let's say you own a grocery store, a family-owned grocery store, and you're like, all right, we have all of the stock that we need for the next couple of months, so we're just not going to buy any new stock. Actually, hold on, this is a terrible metaphor. Let me just make this really, really simple. There are new things I want to introduce on the show, and there are some things that, no matter what, are going to cost money every time. For example, my buddy over at Sky Lizard Studios, Andy, who does all the special effects, he charges hundreds of dollars per lightsaber fight, and it costs money to get him on set when I need him for some of those things to actually, like, he's not free. He comes, I pay him to come on set and film stuff. And then there are other people, I don't like to mention names, but there are some people on the show that are not free. And there are some things that have to do with the show that are not free. And of course the show just, people need water, people need food, people need gas, people need things. And I'd really love to upgrade the camera too, because I'm really tired of the DSLR I'm using, and I would really like to use an automatic focus camera that doesn't require so much prep time. There are things that I feel like are obvious, and most of all, and I feel like this should be super obvious, I don't have a job besides YouTube. And, because YouTube doesn't, I don't get paid for things like Nintendo Style, which is my most popular video because it got copyright claimed like a lot of other videos on my channel. I'm, barely getting any money from YouTube these days. And so, people are like, oh, why don't you get a real job? It's like, oh yeah, cool, I'll get a real job, and then I'll never touch YouTube again because there's no way that I want to do a 9 to 5, come home, write, edit, and kill myself trying to do YouTube and a normal job at the same time. There's just no way. The moment I get a normal job is the moment I don't touch YouTube ever again. So the Patreon is so important so that we can actually afford to do the show and I can actually afford to do YouTube. So I hope that obviously I'm a little angsty about it because it's like I feel like this should be a no-brainer. But, I have to explain that I need the Patreon to be able to do the show, to be able to continue to do YouTube, and to survive. All right, next question.
The next question is from... I forgot where we last... Okay. Godzilla asks... Who made the awesome artwork while Rosalina was explaining to Mario that there were multiple realities and realms?
That was Claudia. Claudia, who of course plays Pauline on the show. She actually, besides doing Pauline in the show, what she actually does is she's been going to school for a long time, learning how to be a graphic designer and an artist. And so that she was showing off some of her stylings in the. I really wanted to have like a cool visual thing going on when Rosalina was explaining all of this, and I of course immediately thought of Claudia because of her amazing artwork. And without spoiling anything, I just want to say that Claudia and me are working on another project that has to do with story and artwork that I will get into at some point, maybe next month. When I'm excited to announce what that's all about. All right, next question.
We got Christopher Don Juan again. He says, "Hey, one more question. Back in Super Mario Brothers, how did you get the inspiration by doing Super Mario Brothers?"
Oh, okay. Well, I've already answered this to death in previous streams.
That was the joke.
That's of course the joke. I mean, honestly, guys, you could go to any video from like 2009, 2010 when we were doing a lot of like Super Mario FAQ videos and find the answer to that question. But because I'm in a good mood right now, I'll let you know. Me and Chris made Mario and Luigi costumes for Halloween 2005. 2005. And long story short, we were like, oh, should we do anything with these costumes? No. And then Matt was like, you guys should really do something with those costumes. And eventually, of course, we did Super Mario. I'm skipping a lot, but Super Mario Brothers came to fruition after Chris and Matt were like, Richie, we got to make a video of this. So, and once the first episode went up and it became successful back then, was not what success is today. We, after it hit like 1,000 views overnight, we're like, oh wow, So we kept going with the show. Of course, there's a lot more to it than that, but I don't have the time right now. Next question.
You don't have the time. All right, the next question is from Mikey Ald, and Mikey Ald says, question for Richie. Will you ever do like a mini-series explaining how Mario survived the fallout? If so, will you create it so that Daisy is involved?
Well, again, I wanted to make a whole Fallout show. You might not have been here at the beginning of this stream, but I've said that I wrote an entire first season of a Fallout show, and because I, of course, didn't have the money for that, I did Plumber Night instead, because I had enough money to do that at the time. And I've always wanted to do a Fallout show, but I know I'll probably never have the funds to do it, so I was like, you know what, if I can't make a Fallout show, I'm just going to put a little bit of Fallout into Stupid Mario World. So that's why I came up with the whole Fallout Mario 64 idea. Will we ever see him in his own universe? I hope so. But, time will tell. Next question.
Xander Brow asks, did you guys get the Mario's father... Oh, we already asked that. Never mind.
Oh.
You know what? Let's just sleep that one so I don't keep reading that one. All right, Snooze and Snorlax says, do shirt sales go towards the show's production?
Well, unfortunately, my deal with District Lines benefits them way more than it benefits me. DistrictLines.com/Richalvers is, of course, the place that I've sold the Richalvers t-shirts on for the last, 4 or 5 years, I think. But, that's where we have our JMK shirts, our Rich Alvarez shirts, and now the new Get Alvarez shirts. It's where all the Rich Alvarez shirts are. And, of course, any money, and I get like $5 off of a $20 t-shirt. Of course, any money that I get from those t-shirts will, of course, go to the show. So I hope that answers your question.
All right. FNAF Fan 9001 says, during filming, did anyone think you were crazy because you dressed as Nintendo characters? I'm assuming like.
Oh, like when we're out on the
stores,
town, like it, you know.
yeah.
Of course, we get weird looks from everybody, especially when we were at Town Center, which is like at the beginning of Super Mario Brothers the movie, Act 1, is where we're dancing. It's like that nice area with like the fountains and everything. And people be like, look at these fools dressed up as characters. Now let me get back to my soiree or whatever I'm going. You know, like, I don't know, whatever these people that don't have like fun do. Next one.
Hail Hydra. Oh, nope, I missed one. M Foul777 says, is Daisy Peach in disguise? No.
No. Absolutely not. No.
Alright, moving on. Hail Hydra. What would Nox Decius' scar look like if you had based would look like in your head based on how he was burned by the Nether Saber? And would we see that scar at some point in drawing, flashback, or possible future events?
Maybe I'll ask Claudia to do a drawing of it. Basically, it'd be like look like Chris, but charred. You know?
Wow, like black, charred, black.
Yeah, like all bloody and charred up.
It's just like forever bloody.
Forever bloody.
Forever bloody.
I wanna be forever bloody. No, I don't.
And then SDude151 says, did you ever plan to remove Nox Decius' mask in the series?
I did. I was gonna show it in episode 75 in those flashbacks, but we just didn't have the makeup or the time to do the makeup at the time. No one's asking me to sing a song or anything. All right, next question. Spredragon
says, does Stupid Mario Brothers ever get copyright strikes often or at all?
Well, actually, the older episodes do a lot. That's why there's a couple episodes that still aren't available, and I can't even re-upload because I don't have copies of those episodes, and they won't let me download them off the server because it's like, oh, you used a copyrighted song, delete this episode. I mean, I don't think that YouTube is as harsh as that anymore, but it definitely made everything a pain in the ass back then. When they kept striking. And of course that's why eventually I stopped using copyrighted songs in Stupid Mario Brothers. So I don't think a single episode of season 4 or 5 got taken down because of that. But the first 3 seasons were loaded with copyrighted songs because back then I didn't know any better, Anyways, next question.
Fabian asks, question. Can you sing a song for us?
I'm so glad you asked. I can sing a song. Sing a song, sing a song, sing a song, sing a sing a sing a sing a song, sing a song. Whoa! That's the only thing that came to mind.
Well, Amazing John says sing for the longest time.
Whoa! The longest for the longest time. Whoa! I'm just doing all the parts. I can't do it without the 4-part. I need 3 other guys.
Okay. Gilfin says, will the coconut return?
Nope, the coconut already turned into a man and he's gone.
Oh. Zan1242Q says, how many dollars do you need to roll with gangs?
$20!
Alright. FNAF Fan 9001.
Ooh, FNAF.
FNAF Fan. Again asks, question, Stupid Mario World is before Plumber Night. How can Plumber Night be with his past self?
Time travel! Time travel! Rosalina brought him back from the future. Time travel. It says it in the episode.
Alright. And then Fabian asks, which one of you is the best cook? I can't cook. Richie's good.
Jackie likes the little Asian kits and the little
so
fake
fun.
cooking.
I love them.
The funny thing is in real life, I actually like can cook like I do like seafood and like skillets and like I do like a bunch of like interesting original creations and stuff. But I never do any of that on the Let's Cook show because it would take way too long and be way too complicated. So we kind of decided at the beginning that Let's Cook would just kind of be like very simple and fun things that people at home could try, you know, and that it would be fun stuff to make. But maybe someday I'll like switch it up and do a really complicated Let's Cook. I don't know. We'll see.
I can't cook at all, but I can bake a little bit. And Richie can't bake, so we kind of help each other out.
I guess. Yeah. I can bake, I just don't.
He always makes me bake.
I make her bake because I'm usually asleep, you know, so I want to wake up to muffins.
Oh, okay. Noted.
I'm just kidding. That never happens.
Xander Brow says, do you think that having Rich Alvarez merch on Amazon would help?
No, because Amazon would probably charge me more. I think that if you really want Rich Alvarez merch, you can get your t-shirts at districtlines.com/Rich Alvarez, or if you want other fun stuff that's not necessarily Rich Alvarez merchandise, but it is made by Jackie, you can of course go to jacksmakesthings.etsy.com to buy all of the cool like perler bows she makes, or perler magnets, or the poker chip charms. Unfortunately, I don't have any pictures ready of that, but there's a whole bunch of really cool stuff that Jackie makes at jacksmakesthings.etsy.com, so you should definitely check that out.
Yes. And also, if you guys want to see even like Stupid Mario World merchandise on my Etsy, I could probably make something like that. Are you bothering E.T., Richie? Oh, that poor guy, Richie. He was sleeping. Oh, no, Richie.
This is E.T. You may recognize him from such videos as Stupid Mario 3D World in real life. He is 17 years old. He is an old cat. We try to brush his hair because his hair is getting a little raggedy now, but I really wanted him to be on camera because he's a sweetie. Meow.
Xander Brow asks, will E.T. make a cameo?
No, he's getting old and he doesn't really do camera stuff anymore. He's retired from the camera.
He's retired.
All right.
Oh, yes, E.T.
All right, let's move on.
He's got a very loud car today. All right, and then Nakodnam says, question, why didn't you keep using a mustache to act as Mario?
Because a mustache is a pain in the ass. Come on.
He has a mustache. It's right here.
Yeah, I guess technically the mustache is part of my goatee, but I mean I like having this, but like honestly, like me with just the mustache, I can't say what I want to say, but trust me, I look bad with just the mustache. I just won't do it. All right, next one.
Chris Malley says, question for Jax. If Daisy were to receive powers, what powers do you think she would have?
Ooh, like Mario power-ups and stuff?
That's a good question. I know that in some of the games that Daisy's in, she has a lot of flower powers. I don't want something dumb like that. Something cool. It's going to be something really cool. But I know that Daisy does have a superpower right now, and it is that she can edit the wiki. And I do have to say that I have edited the wiki into like actual facts about me and Richie and stuff, and then people go and change them. Like they know my life better than me. It's kind of funny seeing people change the wiki after I've changed it. It's like, no, that's wrong. She doesn't know her life. I know it, and then just edit it. It's funny. All right. The next question is from Mikey Ald. Hashtag Fallout Daisy is real. Jacqueline, get Richie to say it.
Hashtag Fallout Daisy is real?
Yeah, it's fact now. You said it.
Alright, how long have we been streaming? It'll say at the top of this, I think.
Will it?
Oh, actually, it might not for you, but it would for me, but I'm not on, so I don't know. I think we've been going for about an hour now, so I think that's about it.
We've been going for a while.
Alright, guys, well, that is the end of this episode of N3 Nerdy News Now. Next week on N3, we'll be talking about a subject that probably won't be Stupid Mario related, but I do hope that you join us every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for Nerdy News Now, and 3. That's all we're going to talk about today. I hope you've enjoyed this special episode. Hold on. Whoa.
Oh.
Whoa. Stop. Ah! There we go. Yay.
Yay. And don't forget to check out our friend who made the awesome Pip-Boy. Check out his Etsy. And don't forget to check out my Etsy too. And don't forget to check out all those links. Why is my Etsy not in those links, Richie?
Because it's old.
Whoa. I've had
District
an
Lines
Etsy.
isn't even on there.
I've had an Etsy for over a year.
Yeah, but I never included it on here before.
The District Lines isn't even on there.
District Lines.
E.T.
E.T. Extra.
Oh, he's so cute.
All right, guys. Well, I gotta take care of my cat now, so I'll see you guys later. Bye. Say bye, Jackie.
Bye.